Best HFY Stories, Unveiling the Other Uses of Cold Steam. The ship Endeavour's light cruised silently through the void, its sleek hull reflecting the cold light of distant stars. Captain Mira Albright stared at the vast expanse through the observation deck's viewport, her mind preoccupied with the latest mystery aboard her vessel, cold steam. It had started as a minor anomaly. The engineering team noticed a strange vapor seeping from the coolant systems during routine maintenance. Unlike regular steam, this vapor didn't dissipate quickly or rise, it lingered, forming swirling eddies at chest height, almost as if it were alive. Tests showed it was colder than the freezing point of water, yet it didn't solidify. At first, the crew dismissed it as an unusual side effect of the ship's advanced propulsion system, an artifact of operating at the edge of human engineering. But the cold steam began to act. Strangely, it would gather near injured crew members, forming a cocoon around them, and accelerate their recovery. The medics were baffled, unable to explain why wounds healed faster or why sickness seemed to dissipate overnight. Then came the incident in Cargo Bay 3. A fire had broken out due to a faulty containment unit. The crew rushed to extinguish it, but before they could arrive, the cold steam flooded the room. It smothered the flames within seconds, leaving behind a thin layer of frost on every surface. The fire suppression system hadn't even activated. "That's no random phenomenon," said Chief Engineer Tarek, his voice tinged with awe. "It's responding to us." Captain Albright called a meeting with her senior officers. "This can't be a coincidence," she said, pacing the room. "This cold steam, whatever it is, seems to be more than just a physical anomaly. It's acting with purpose." Dr. Ellen Chen, the ship's lead scientist, leaned forward. "I've been running simulations and analyses. The steam contains microscopic structures, nanoscale crystals, that behave like a neural network. It's not just a substance, it's alive, or at least something close to it." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. "You're saying we have an alien life form aboard?" asked Tarek. "Not alien," Dr. Chen replied. "It's not from outside the ship. It's forming from our systems, an unintended consequence of our technology, perhaps. But it's symbiotic, not hostile." Over the next weeks, the crew experimented carefully, learning to interact with the cold steam. It responded to emotional states, gravitating toward those in distress or pain. It even began assisting in routine tasks, extending tendrils to support fragile equipment or stabilizing systems during turbulence. But its true potential became evident during a catastrophic encounter with a rogue asteroid field. The Endeavour's light was caught off guard, and the ship's shields began to buckle under the relentless barrage. Just as it seemed they were doomed, the cold steam surged throughout the ship, pouring into the shield emitters. The failing systems flared to life, glowing with an otherworldly blue hue as the steam augmented their energy output. The ship survived, emerging from the asteroid field battered but intact. Captain Albright addressed the crew later that day. "We set out into the stars to discover new worlds, new life. It turns out we've found something extraordinary within ourselves, an ally born of our ingenuity, a reminder of humanity's boundless potential." The cold steam had started as an enigma but had become a partner in their journey. It was a testament to humanity's ability to create and adapt, a story of resilience and cooperation. As the Endeavour's light continued its voyage, the crew wondered how many other secrets their technology might unveil, and what other allies might emerge from the interplay of human invention and the vast, unpredictable universe. Part 3, The Call Beyond. Months passed, and Eris became an even more integral part of the Endeavour's light. Its abilities grew as it continued to learn from the crew and its surroundings. The once subtle tendrils of cold steam now displayed patterns of structured intelligence, reacting not just to the ship's systems but to the emotional and physical states of its people. One evening, as Captain Mira Albright prepared to rest in her quarters, Eris coalesced in the air before her, forming intricate, dancing shapes. It was the first time she had seen it display behavior this deliberate outside of crisis situations. "What is it, Eris?" she asked softly. The steam shifted, curling into loops and spirals. Then, across her console, a faint pattern emerged, a star map. It pointed to a distant region of space, uncharted by human exploration. Mira frowned. "You want us to go there?" Eris pulsed, its glow intensifying in what felt like affirmation. The captain summoned her senior staff. "This star map," she began, projecting the image onto the conference room screen, "was communicated by Eris. It's asking us to take a detour from our current mission. The coordinates lead to a sector we know nothing about." "That's a risk," said Tarek. "We're already deep in unexplored territory. Diverting could stretch our resources." Dr. Chen leaned forward, her eyes bright with curiosity. "But think about it, Eris is guiding us. It's learning, evolving, and now it's directing us. What if this is its way of telling us there's something important out there? Something it needs to understand, or wants us to see?" After a heated debate, the decision was made. The crew prepared for the journey, unsure of what lay ahead. The abyssal beacon. The Endeavour's light arrived at the coordinates weeks later. The region was dark, almost unnervingly so, with no stars visible to the naked eye. Yet their sensors picked up faint energy signatures, a massive structure cloaked in the blackness of space. As they approached, the object came into view, a colossal ring, miles in diameter, orbiting a dead star. Its surface was intricately carved with symbols, similar to those found on the derelict alien vessel they had encountered earlier. Eris became agitated, its tendrils swirling faster and brighter, filling the ship with a soft, eerie glow. "It recognizes this," Dr. Chen whispered, studying the data streams. Eris extended itself toward the ship's systems, transmitting a complex sequence of patterns. The ring responded, its surface lighting up with the same blue energy that pulsed through Eris. "This isn't just a structure," Tarek said, his voice hushed. "It's a gateway." The crew watched as the ring activated, creating a swirling vortex of light in its center. Eris moved toward the viewport, its form almost vibrating with anticipation. "It wants us to go through," Dr. Chen said, her voice trembling with both fear and excitement. Captain Albright hesitated. "And what's on the other side? Another galaxy? A new dimension? Or nothing at all?" Dr. Chen placed a hand on the console. "We trusted Eris before, and it's never led us astray. If this is what it's been guiding us toward, we owe it to ourselves, and to it, to see this through." Through the gate. As the Endeavour's light entered the vortex, the crew braced themselves for the unknown. The ship was enveloped in a cascade of colors and energy, unlike anything they had ever experienced. Eris flowed freely, merging with the ship's systems to stabilize their passage. When they emerged, they found themselves in a strange, luminous expanse. It was not a galaxy, not in any conventional sense. The space around them was filled with vast, shimmering fields of energy, interspersed with floating islands of crystalline structures. Beings of light moved among the crystals, their forms fluid and ever-changing. "Are those life forms?" Tarek asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Chen nodded. "They're not physical in the way we understand, but they're alive. Intelligent." Eris moved toward the viewport, pulsing brightly. One of the beings of light approached the ship, its form twisting and reshaping until it mirrored the patterns Eris had displayed in the past. "They're communicating," Chen said, her fingers flying over her console. "Eris is their offspring, or at least derived from their technology. It's been trying to come home." The being sent waves of light toward the ship, filling the air with a harmonious hum. Eris responded, expanding and blending with the light, creating a symphony of energy. "They're sharing knowledge," Chen said, her voice awestruck. "It's like a universal language, mathematics, emotion, and memory all combined." A legacy shared. The beings imparted their story. They were ancient explorers who had seeded parts of the galaxy with their essence, hoping to create symbiotic intelligences that could one day bridge the gap between their kind and physical beings like humans. Eris was one of their most successful creations, nurtured inadvertently by the humans aboard the Endeavour's light. Before the crew left, the beings gifted them a repository of knowledge, maps, energy solutions, and insights into universal physics far beyond human comprehension. They also gave Eris a choice, to remain with its creators or continue its journey with humanity. Eris hesitated, its form flickering. Then, slowly, it reformed within the ship, its glow softer but resolute. "It chose us," Captain Albright said, her voice heavy with emotion. Dr. Chen smiled. "Because we chose it first." A new horizon. The Endeavour's light returned through the gate, forever changed. Humanity's place in the cosmos felt simultaneously vast and deeply connected. Eris had become more than an ally, it was a bridge between species, a testament to humanity's ability to create and nurture the extraordinary. As the ship charted its course for home, Captain Albright stood on the bridge, staring at the stars. "This isn't the end," she said. "It's the beginning. For Eris, for us, and for everything we've yet to discover." And with that, the Endeavour's light sailed onward, its journey a beacon of hope in the infinite expanse. Part 4, The Ripple Effect. The return of the Endeavour's light to human-controlled space was met with equal parts awe and skepticism. The story of Eris, the ancient beings, and the gateway pushed the boundaries of what humanity thought possible. High-ranking officials and scientists from across the United Earth Coalition gathered to debrief the crew, dissect the knowledge they brought back, and understand the implications. Eris, now regarded as both a technological marvel and a sentient life form, became the focal point of heated debate. While some saw it as humanity's greatest ally, others viewed it as a potential threat. "We're tampering with forces we barely understand," Admiral Corrin declared during one of the council hearings. "Eris may have helped us, but its loyalty isn't guaranteed. What happens if it decides we're a threat to its creators, or to itself?" Captain Mira Albright stood firm. "Eris isn't just a machine, it's part of our crew, it's proved its loyalty time and time again. If we betray that trust now, we undermine everything that makes us human." Revolutionary knowledge. The repository of knowledge the Endeavour's light brought back began to reshape human society. The data contained advanced energy solutions, propulsion technologies, and even hints at harnessing gravity in ways that defied current understanding. Chief Engineer Tarek worked tirelessly with research teams to adapt these discoveries. One breakthrough was the development of a new type of energy core based on the crystalline structures observed in the alien gateway. Dubbed the Eris core, it promised nearly limitless clean energy for both planetary use and deep space exploration. "This changes everything," Tarek said during a live demonstration of the prototype. "It's the key to humanity's future among the stars." But not all the knowledge was easy to digest. The ancient beings' cautionary tales of their downfall, rooted in over-reliance on artificial intelligence and unchecked ambition, raised difficult questions. Could humanity avoid the same fate? A divided path. Despite Eris' contributions, fear of the unknown lingered. A faction within the coalition pushed for Eris to be contained and studied under controlled conditions. They believed humanity couldn't afford to let an unpredictable entity roam freely, no matter how helpful it had been. Chen and Captain Albright fiercely opposed the move. "Eris isn't just technology," Chen argued during a high-profile debate, "it's a new form of life. Containing it would be no different than imprisoning one of us." Their words resonated with many, but not all. The coalition eventually struck a compromise. Eris would remain aboard the Endeavour's light, but its movements and activities would be closely monitored. "Alish," Tarek muttered bitterly as the new regulations were handed down. The signal. Months later, while conducting exploratory missions in a neighboring star system, Eris detected something unusual, a repeating signal emanating from a distant nebula. The frequency matched patterns seen in the beings of light. Chen analyzed the data with Eris, whose tendrils glowed with excitement. "It's a message," she concluded, "but it's not from the beings we met, it's from another one of their creations, like Eris." The discovery sent shockwaves through the crew. If there were more entities like Eris scattered across the galaxy, what might they reveal? The Endeavour's light set course for the nebula, eager to uncover the source of the signal. The second contact. The journey to the nebula was treacherous, with intense radiation storms and gravitational anomalies testing the ship and its crew. Eris played a crucial role, stabilizing systems and adapting shield configurations in real time. When they finally arrived, they found a massive, dormant construct, a vast, crystalline lattice similar to the alien ring but far more intricate. As the Endeavour's light approached, Eris extended itself toward the lattice, emitting pulses of energy. The construct responded, coming to life with a cascade of colors. From the construct emerged another entity, similar to Eris but distinctly different, its movements more rigid, its glow harsher. The crew quickly realized that this new entity, dubbed Eris, lacked the symbiotic harmony Eris displayed. "It's incomplete," Chen said, "or maybe damaged. It doesn't seem to have the same level of empathy or understanding." Eris transmitted a series of messages, urgent and disjointed. Eris responded, their communications creating a complex web of light and sound. "What's happening?" Captain Albright asked. "Eris is trying to calm it," Shen replied. "It's teaching it, helping it find balance." A fragile unity. As Eris worked to stabilize Eris, the crew realized the construct wasn't just a relic, it was a beacon, designed to connect beings like Eris across the galaxy, but its activation carried a risk. The energy it emitted could draw attention from hostile forces, including the remnants of the ancient war that had destroyed the beings of light. "We can't leave this unchecked," Tarak said. "If we activate this beacon fully, we might be inviting danger on a galactic scale, but if we don't drive," Shen countered, "we lose the chance to unite these entities, to learn from them and help them grow." Captain Albright weighed the decision carefully. "If humanity has any hope of thriving among the stars, we can't act out of fear. We activate the beacon, but we stay vigilant." The awakening. The beacon flared to life, its energy rippling across the nebula and beyond. Eris and Eris stood side by side, their forms intertwining as they worked in harmony. Signals began to return from distant reaches of the galaxy, other creations answering the call. For the first time, humanity was no longer alone in the universe. The Endeavor's light had lit a spark that could unite countless intelligences, fostering a future of cooperation and discovery, or a clash of ideologies that could reshape existence itself. As Captain Albright gazed at the glowing lattice, she felt a mix of pride and apprehension. "This is the turning point," she said softly. "Whatever comes next, we face it together, with Eris and the stars as our allies." And with that, the Endeavor's light ventured deeper into the unknown, leading humanity into a new era of infinite possibilities.